Now this might not be surprising to anyone except the most ardent supporters still thinking Boris Johnson is the person you voted for last year. You may remember his slogan, "Take back control." Well, he took that literally when it comes to the people of the UK and what we can do. But when it comes to dealing with immigration, he has given back control to the globalists, it would seem. And Priti Patel gave us a bit more bluff and bluster yesterday doing a deal with the French to stop the small boats, despite the fact we have paid them millions to stop it before now and actually ended up with more coming over. We have all seen what is going on down in Kent, even now during the autumn and winter months. Not that it will even matter anymore, because Boris Johnson has reassured the UN that it is fully committed to their global compact on migration, or workforce replacement as it should be called. Hungary and Poland outright rejected this lunacy, but Boris Johnson has jumped in feet first, which is something that Breitbart picked up on him giving his reassurances to his globalist friends, so let's check that out. The headlines: Boris Johnson government assures UN of its commitment to the global compact on migration. So certainly not taking back control of the borders, let me tell you. Boris Johnson's government has reaffirmed its commitment to the United Nations' controversial Global Compact for Migration, rejected by the Trump administration in the United States and by conservative-led governments in countries including Australia, Poland and Hungary, because those countries on this issue are not cucked like Boris Johnson is. Speaking at the International Organisation for Migration Council, the British ambassador to the United Nations in Geneva, Julian Braithwaite, bragged that the British government is the second largest donor to the IOM and insisted that it was ready to support the globalist body on its journey. What he really means is the British people are the second largest donor to this shit show of an organisation that we don't want to be a part of. And obviously, Boris Johnson is naturally ready to join his globalist friends on its little journey. We have seen that by what he's been doing this year. His Build Back Better WEF Love Fest shows that beyond any reasonable doubt. The UK reaffirms its commitment to the Global Compact on migration and is pleased to recognise the UN's hard work since signatures to translate GCM principles into action that helps migrants. We believe this work is beginning to show promising results, said Braithwaite, a former press officer and then speechwriter for Labour Prime Minister Tony Blair. Which, him working for Tony Blair, literally says it all, don't it? But I'd love to know how he thinks it's beginning to show promising results. Promising for them maybe, but certainly not for the people of this country or Europe as a whole. Sweden, as we know, is in a complete shit state with what's going on over there, and we are not far behind, let's be honest. It goes on, we believe this work is beginning to show promising results, and we encourage IOM to continue and to strengthen its valuable work in this area. We also welcome the establishment of the UN Migration Network and its associated networks, he added. So, a group of fuckpigs who have set up a little network to help these fuckers move across the world and come into countries they have no right to do. This sort of shit definitely needs to be put a stop to. None of us voted for this, let me tell you. The Migration Compact has been deeply controversial, with over 130,000 people signing an official parliamentary petition asking for Britain to be kept out of it without success. Obviously, because the government do not listen to the people, they do not have to ask our permission to do anything, they just do it. At the end of the day, what can we realistically do about it? Absolutely fuck all, as we have seen this year. The United States was pulled out of the compact by President Donald Trump in 2017 with his ambassador to United Nations that it was simply not compatible with the US sovereignty, which, let me tell you, is just common fucking sense and shows that Trump was the real leader of a nation. Boris Johnson is a cuck not worth pissing on if he was on fire. Australia then followed suit with Prime Minister Scott Morrison saying he would never allow something to compromise our borders, something Boris Johnson allows every single fucking day of the week, along with national conservative-led governments like Poland and Hungary and some other countries with so-called centre-right governments and a populist tinge towards them, such as Austria. The International Organisation for Migration actively promotes mass migration, often agitating for it with messaging describing it as inevitable, desirable and necessary. Yeah, it's inevitable, desirable and necessary if you're this bunch of low-life snivelling shitweasels. For everyone else, it is the worst news possible. One such message was illustrated with aerial footage of a boat packed with illegal migrants making landfall in Europe. A controversial choice of imagery given migrant boats ties to criminal people smuggling organisations, which sometimes collaborate with radical Islamic terrorists and often cause migrants, including children, to die at sea. Never mind any of that bollocks there, these migrant boats come over here land and then the people start raping women and children in this country. That is a real issue that needs to be dealt with. Fuck them dying at sea and fuck the people smuggling organisations. We need to stop the cunts coming over here full fucking stop. But I'll tell you something, guys, if you voted for Boris Johnson to cut migration, you have just been shafted royally. The UN Compact on Migration is a complete fucking shit show, and will literally open the borders up more than they have ever been done before.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors, slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires, and that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going, and we are glad to be going. We're off.